Thierry Mariani, European deputy, joins Africanews to talk more about the recent development in the DRC. The EU hesitated for a long time before taking a stance on the crisis in eastern DRC. What is behind this position?
The answer lies in the current situation, which is undeniable. Just today, the United Nations officially acknowledged in a resolution that the Rwandan army and the M23 are responsible for the occupation and the looting of parts of Congo. The European Union has finally recognized this obvious truth. The pressing question is, why the delay? This truth has been known for quite some time, and it is evident that there has been a long-standing lobby, or one might say, a friendship within the European Union towards Rwanda. I recently read in a newspaper that Rwanda is considered the darling of the European Union. For instance, why does the EU frequently lecture certain African nations on democracy, even when the elections may not be perfectly organized, while it applauds Rwanda when President Kagame is elected with an overwhelming 99.13%?
Mais quand le Rwanda organise des élections présidentielles où M. Kagame est élu avec 99,13%, l'Union européenne applaudit.
Will the EU sanctions be deterrent?
Écoutez,
Listen, the European Union has finally taken a series of actions by condemning this individual and, more importantly, by prohibiting any trade with Gazebo Gold Refinery, the main company involved in Rwanda that sells looted minerals. Will this be enough? I hope so, but I'm not entirely convinced. This is a clear message being sent today to Rwanda and Mr. Kagame. You have been exposed. If you wish to restore the image that Mr. Kagame values so much, you must withdraw from the DRC.
Auquel M. Kagame tient beaucoup, eh bien, vous devez quitter la RDC.
Many believe that the sanctions imposed on the eve of the negotiations in Rwanda between the rebels and Kinshasa caused the talks to collapse. Was this the right time to announce these measures?
I believe these individuals are either unwilling to engage in dialogue or not ready to do so at this moment. Is the M23 a terrorist group that occupies part of the DRC and has connections and support from Rwanda? This is no longer up to debate. It is widely accepted. Even the European Union, which previously hesitated to acknowledge this, and now the UN have come to this conclusion. Therefore, whether it's the M23 or Rwanda, they seem to think that we could calmly come to the negotiation table. However, the sovereignty of a nation and its occupation are not negotiable.
Franchement, la souveraineté d'un pays, l'occupation d'un pays n'est pas négociable.
Brussels and Kigali signed a memorandum of understanding in February 2024 to ensure a sustainable supply of raw materials to the EU. Is the EU complicit in the decade-long instability?
Alors écoutez, cette instabilité existe depuis 30 ans.
Listen, this instability has been ongoing for 30 years. So let's be honest, the issue has been present for 3 decades. However, with the signing on February 19, if I recall correctly, in 2024, the agreement between the European Union and Rwanda has unfortunately fueled the continuation of this conflict. This is because the agreement in reality offers no guarantees. If the European Union realizes that this agreement is not what was initially presented, that will be a positive development. I just hope that it will no longer be enforced. Even if it hasn't been officially revoked yet, it's worth noting the main Rwanda partner in this agreement is under sanctions, which is a step in the right direction.
After targeted sanctions, what could be the next step to pressure Rwanda and the M23?
Écoutez,
now, when Russia attacked Ukraine, sanctions were imposed on Russian officials. That's the response. Today, everyone knows there is a head of state who has been encouraging this looting and occupation for years. While it may have been wise not to impose sanctions immediately on these individuals, it is clear that if this attack continues, if the looting persists, And if murders continue, at some point, sanctions must be directed at the main instigator. And who is that? He is the president of Rwanda.
Il faudra à un moment que les sanctions soient prises contre le grand instigateur. Et le grand instigateur, vous le connaissez, il est à la présidence du Rwanda.
Thank you, Mr. Mariani.
Merci.